Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. We're going to talk about this full moon in Virgo lunar eclipse happening on March 3rd, 2026 at 12 degrees and 53 minutes at 6:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, this full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo will help you let go of whatever is blocking you from your path. This may include things in your lifestyle, your health, your pets, jobs where hard truths may appear, or it could feel like the bottom is dropping out. Although these situations may feel like you weren't prepared, the universe has heard you. Wherever you wanted changes to occur, where Virgo is placed in your chart, and now it's being eclipsed out of your life. Growth will happen for all of us. We will come to realize we were divinely protected and divinely guided. Okay, so Virgo, Mercury rules over Virgo, and Mercury will be retrograde at 20 degrees and 29 minutes, and it will oppose the moon. So we will be releasing anything in Virgo, Gemini, past communication, mindsets that no longer serve us. This is great for a writer or a person that is channeling or someone that speaks with imagery. We will be taking a mental break because you could be feeling others' emotions during this time. Listening to your intuition is imperative, that you understand that the world is the way that it is, but divinely guidance is apparent here. Downloads and inspiration for your creative endeavors will appear. So I'm going to go over all the signs. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Aries. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this Virgo lunar eclipse that is happening in your 6th house. Alright, so the 6th house deals a lot with your health, your pets, your co-workers, your employment, your daily routine, okay, your lifestyle. This could also include self-mastery, organizing and detail orientation, also your service to others, how you serve others. And because this is the full moon, so we're looking at the moon in the 6th house, and we're looking at the sun in that 12th, okay, and they're in opposition. So you're releasing the 6th house because of the sun being in the 12th. And this could look like a download of some sort. This could look like some type of upgrade within your psyche. The 12th house has a lot to do with soul work, enlightenment, healing and restoration of past conditioning, prisons, hospitals, the mystical, such as anything taboo. This includes mediumship, past lives, karma healing. Letting go and going with faith is also here in the 12th. Endings and transformation. Your psychic and intuitive abilities. Your habits. Higher states of consciousness, which is pretty much the same as an enlightenment. This can be where things are hidden in private. This can be also where your self-sabotaging tendencies are. You'll have to excuse me. Mercury is going in shadow. And I'm trying. Okay. I'm sure you could tell by the introduction. Okay. So, yes, habits. Any type of self-sabotaging habits, such as like alcohol, smoking, things that you do to self-sabotage. Doesn't necessarily have to be something of you consuming, but it can be the actions that you place in your life of repeating a pattern. Okay? So with this activation, it could be that you're getting an enlightenment in regards to what you want to do for a living or how you want your lifestyle to look like. Sixth house being activated with the moon has a lot to do with your emotions being attached to your lifestyle. So if you're feeling out of whack, or if you're feeling like you're not doing what you're supposed to do, there could be an ending that happens, or this could be that the universe is giving you an out. That's one way to look at it, especially if things are happening without you being prepared, okay? That the universe is saying, hey, it's time. It's time for you to let go of whatever past situations have happened with your work, with your co-workers. It could be also that compassion coming out in regards to work and co-workers, that your perspective is changing in regards to how you work or your relationship with your co-workers, okay? Now, it can also be one of those things of co-workers changing something. And that could look like either they leave a job or they get promoted to maybe the promotion that you wanted. And that hits that domino effect of change, of transformation in your psyche, of whether or not you decide to stay or leave, okay? This could also look like your service to others, the way that you've been servicing others. If you are a person that has their own business, you could be changing the way that you attach your emotions to other people. This could be a time to where you understand compassion, or this could be a time to where you understand that you're giving too much of yourself to another person. 12th house can also be self-sacrificing because it is the ruler over Pisces in astrology, okay? That Pisces has a lot to do with victimization and suffering. And if you had felt like you've been suffering thus far within your lifestyle, the universe is going to make something happen to eclipse that out of your lifestyle, okay? This could also look like loss and grief. Loss and grief is associated with the 12th. And please keep an eye on your pets, okay? I'm telling everyone this because Pisces is involved here with loss and grief. So it's not just you in your chart. This is everyone else too, because it's associated with pets. It's also associated with health. There could have been a health situation, Aries, that you were going through that is changing. It could have been that you thought that you had problems, and then all of a sudden you find out there's nothing wrong. Okay, that can happen with this full moon lunar eclipse. This could also be a situation of, moons are associated with not just emotions, but it's associated with that Cancer. And Cancer is the 4th house. So we're talking about homes and properties, and we're talking about family, your emotional body attached to that moon, and then you add on the lifestyle of. And this could be that your lifestyle is changing due to some type of transformation that happens within your world, okay? This could also be, so let's say that you were living in a situation that didn't allow you to have a regular routine, or it was just completely chaotic. Well, the divine is stepping through saying that no longer, we're going to end this situation and put you somewhere else. So a new lifestyle is abound for you, if that's something that you've been asking the universe for. This could also be a situation of prisons and hospitals being activated, that there could be someone that is in the prison or in a hospital, and therefore you're changing the way that you're doing things on a daily basis to be there for them. that could be something that happens. This could also be with the taboo attached to this and esoteric knowledge that you're having a spiritual awakening, that you're going through the dark night of the soul and you're understanding things in a different manner. You're understanding things in a more enlightened way. And this could be associated with how you've been living, okay? This could be that awakening of getting rid of things that are in your home that no longer serve you, or that you're looking at in a different manner. Each time you look at it, that emotion attached to that is triggered. So I'll give you an example. So say that your grandmother gave you a little trinket, but your grandmother was very angry or not nice to you, or didn't choose you as her favorite, and she just left you that trinket whenever she passed. And every time you look at it, you have resentment. That trinket could be what needs to go. Does that make any sense? Because it's hitting those emotions in regards to what you see every day. This is your daily routine, your daily work and employment. This is also your service to others and your lifestyle and how you work that, and is it healthy? Health is also attached to this moon, and a lot of your emotions are attached to your health. So as long as you can manage those emotions, your health will be fine. Does that make any sense? It's more or less of, now I'm not a physician, I am not a doctor, I am not a medical astrologer. I do want to tell you though that your emotions have a lot to do with how you are living and how healthy you are. So if you are a person that gets upset and then drinks a lot of wine or drinks a lot of alcohol because they're upset, that has a turnover to your health, right? So this could be a time to where that habit that you have is gone, that the universe is making something happen. Like for me, it was, I thought that I was in a state of depression. I was in a state of depression, but I thought it was more of premenopausal, right? Because I'm of the age. And I went and I sought help at the OBGYN, and they found nothing. They said nothing's wrong. But they did give me a pill to take just in case. So I took that pill. Well, I was allergic to that pill. So I'm asking the universe, God, source, the universe, well, what now? And I was told to stop habits that I've been doing. So during that time, I had stopped drinking. I had stopped alcohol. And it was just the beginning of that, because I didn't want it to trigger that allergic reaction. You know what I mean? And so I had to learn and see what was within and what to heal within for me to obtain and contain that emotional body. And that could be something that you're going through, that you're seeing that maybe too much sugar is making you angry, or too much wine is making you depressed, or smoking, or maybe recreational pot, right? That's the only way I can call it, cannabis. Right? They try to label things. But anyways, maybe that is slowing you down from what you really want to go to, or the goal that you have in mind. You have to leave behind that habit. So this could be a time to where that new routine comes out. This could also be a time to where you understand that you are co-creating with the universe, and that it's not just you alone. And you figure out how to help other people, or how to conserve your energy in regards to servicing others, helping others, right? It really depends on the person. It can go either way. If you've been too self-sacrificing, this will be a time to where that's taken out of your life, that you are now able to have your self-autonomy or manage your own self during your lifestyle, okay? Again, if you're losing a job, it is because you're not happy, or you've asked for something better. This could also bring in some type of situation to where you get a pet. Okay, and it is for some type of emotional healing or unconditional love that can happen. And it doesn't have to be a dog, it doesn't have to be a cat. Whenever this is activated, it can be any type of pet. Okay, so Virgo has a lot to do with cleanliness. It has a lot to do with other things of criticizing and overanalyzing. So it could be, you're detoxing all of the things that you're feeling like you're too emotionally attached to that no longer serves you. Or this could be a time to where you're doing that to your mindset because you're too critical to yourself. Okay? And you could understand and see the compassion for yourself during this time. Mercury being involved and Mercury being retrograde, Mercury in Pisces has a lot to do with inspiration. It has a lot to do with setting you up with a different type of mindset of seeing yourself the way that the universe sees you, or Christ sees you, or God sees you, whatever you believe in, right? It also has a way of showing you truths that were hidden within yourself. And it could also be truths outside of you, but then it hits home within yourself, okay? Wow, if I knew that before, I would have never taken that job. Or if I knew that before, I would have never done this, right? Hidden truths may come out of this. It could come out of actually getting a reading. It could come out of talking to the universe, and then all of a sudden you get an epiphany of some sort. It could have also come out of a dream situation to where you had a premonition of some type, right? Some type of epiphany can happen to trigger that change, that transformation. Okay? Let me see if there's anything else here. I know you can hear it in the background. It's starting to rain pretty hard. So I do apologize if that is irritating. Okay, so I didn't mention that 12th house is also foreign revenue. But it is foreign revenue, and the 6th house has a lot to do with work. So this could be a time to where they're letting go of some type of foreign revenue contract that they have, or you yourself being associated with foreign revenue. You could be, letting go of some type of investment that you made, or you could be changing it up. Transformation is also 12th house. Doesn't necessarily have to be just endings, but it could be that you're transforming that too. All right, Aries, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Taurus. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Taurus Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this Virgo full moon eclipse that is happening in your 5th house and also in your 11th. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. We have, with the full moon, the moon is where you're releasing, and the sun in opposition to the moon, which makes it a full moon, is how you know why. Okay, so the 11th house being associated with the 5th. I'm going to go over what you're releasing first, which is the 5th house. Your love life, your hobbies, your children, joy, hope, and optimism. This could look like the way that you used to overindulge to have fun. This could also look like celebrity popularity and recognition status. Your God-given talent is the 5th house. Pets, dating, pleasure. This is also where infidelity lies. I do want to say too that Mercury is in shadow while I'm doing this video, so please bear with me. But with the 5th house activated with that moon, this could look like you're releasing emotions that are hooked on to a type of way that you love someone. This could be that you're finally opening up to vulnerability. Friendships are the 5th house also, and this could be you expressing your emotions to friends, and it could be in regards to what's happening in your life, an event that you have going on. 11th house is events of more than 3 people. They're also community. 11th house is also the internet. And 5th house is the media. And this could be that you're expressing emotions in regards to what you're doing, a project that you're doing, and you're placing that upon media and pushing it out to the masses. Okay? 11th house is hopes, dreams, wishes, goals, networks, clubs, groups, affiliations. It is social media. It's also friendships of long distance, older siblings. Rewards and gains can be the 11th. So this could look like you're detoxing the way that you used to have fun over the internet, and you could be letting go of different ways of media, like letting go of Instagram or letting go of Facebook, anything like that. This could be that you're expressing your emotions or releasing those emotions to a lover, that there's a transformation that you want to happen, or they're making this transformation happen for you. That love is transforming. Rather than dating them, it's becoming something better, right? It can go either way, though. This could be a situation to where your love life is either expanding or it's ending. It depends on the person, of course, especially if you love that person unconditionally. Pisces, you know, we've talked about Pisces energies for a very long time, and Pisces has a way of showing you how to love unconditionally, letting go, going with faith, surrendering to situations. And it also can end a situation if it's not true within whatever path that you have laid out in your chart. Pisces can be suffering and victimization. And it could be a situation of, well, I can't date anyone because, you know, the world is the way that it is. That could be something that's happening in your life. Pisces is telling you that there is a divine path that's happening, because after this full moon, there will always be a new moon. And the new moon will be situated in Pisces. So there will be a type of new beginning that's happening with your associations, with dating apps, with anything that deals with socializing, rewards, gains, and goals being expanded, right? Pisces has a way of pushing you toward a divine path, being divinely directed or divinely guided. And during this full moon, you're being asked to let go of old ways of how you've loved people, friendships, how you've loved lovers, how you've loved your children, right? You're being asked to transform that heart chakra. Leo is the ruler of the 5th house in astrology. And Leo, their purpose is to be their own father within when it comes to love. Their purpose is to love unconditionally and to receive it. Virgo being in that 5th house could tell you or indicate that you have a little bit of trouble receiving love or giving it freely, okay? That there could be some blockages or some healing that is necessary for you to let go of that, or to let go of things that have happened within love. This could also be a situation of you're finding out that you're pregnant. This could be indicated with a health situation. I'll give you an example. My mother, she was taking iron pills before she found out she was pregnant. She was passing out from iron pills. And, the doctor told her that she was just consuming too much iron and that she needed to stop. And then she realized her body was making changes, because this isn't the first time that she's been pregnant. And she was getting sick in the mornings and, so on and thus forth. But I am personally like 10 years younger than my siblings. And so I was this perfect mistake is what I'm going to call it, right? This perfect mess. And that could be what's happening. That health situation that has been bothering you, you could figure out that it's because of being pregnant. This can also be a situation to where a health situation ends or transforms. If you do end up, getting sick during this time because of socializing, or because of maybe your children, going to school because they're socializing, right? Or a party that's attended. There's some type of reason behind it. With Pisces, it's more or less of an awakening is abound for you. There has to be time for you to take out during your day to heal certain things that are coming up. Mercury is retrograde during this full moon lunar eclipse, and a lot of past situations could come to light. A lot of trauma, a lot of karma, a lot of grief situations that you've been through thus far, losses. This could indicate a replay, because Pisces is very idealistic and it's very visionary, and it could look like a movie within your mind's eye that's consistently replaying the events that have happened during that traumatizing event, or during that situation that you just can't let go of emotions. Maybe a love situation, maybe a friendship situation, right? Maybe what you used to do, or how you used to have fun or overindulge, okay? Those things can come to the surface during this full moon because of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is revising, reviewing, reassessing things that have happened, and trying to help you figure out how to heal that with Pisces involved, and also how to let it go. Mindset being activated, okay, of surrounding regrets or surrounding suppressed emotions is activated. And this is for everybody. It's not just you, okay? But people have to realize that sooner or later, you have to continue. You have to move forward rather than living in the past. And this could be a time to where that is shown to you. There could be indications of children being involved in that, okay? Or lovers being involved in that, dating lives, habits to where you overindulged. I want to go over Pisces because it's associated with the 12th house, and you can get more of an idea with the definition of the 12th to indicate with Pisces. So we're talking about transformation and endings and psychic and intuitive abilities coming out of this, higher states of consciousness, upgrades, if you would. A dark night of the soul could happen. Karma healing of past conditioning that you've been through. The toxicity that came along with, and you mix that with the 11th. So it would be the toxicity that came along with socializing, being a part of networks, clubs, groups, and affiliations, releasing any type of critical thinking surrounding those people that are still within that circle, or releasing a lifestyle that's connected with that association of how you used to have fun. Okay? Whatever it is that you've been through, Taurus, of mixing people, the masses, with overindulgence included with your lifestyle, okay? Anything that's associated with that is going to go, that no longer serves you, okay? There is a new horizon that's going to appear the next moon. And that will be quick, honestly. I mean, once this moon goes, you're going to be like, wow, that was eclipsed out of my life so that I could have a new beginning with other people and associate myself with other people. Now, many astrologers are connecting this full moon lunar eclipse with things that have happened within September of last year. So if you can think back to things that have happened to September of last year, and if it's associated with the same things of being associated with those people, however that looks for you, if you had to deal with loss in another community, if you had to deal with grief with clubs, networks, affiliations, right? This could be a time to where you're expressing those emotions to them, okay? Or that you're ending being associated with it. I also want to say, too, that, our lovers, the people that are in our life, they could be highly moody during this time. And it could also indicate communication coming back to you in regards to those people that you used to be associated with, because Mercury retrograde is involved. Mercury is in Pisces, by the way. And so with it on the other side, where the sun is shining to show you why you're releasing a situation, that thought process is, I've transformed, or I upgraded, or, they're just within my subconscious and I need to release that, right? That could be a situation that happens. But Mercury retrograde is in opposition to that moon. So when you're in opposition, it's a play-by-play of a tug of war to get that balance. So that mindset is very important to take a look at of, am I consistently thinking negative in regards to finding a lover, or in regards to having children, or am I consistently thinking that it will never happen? This moon is asking you to let go and let God guide you through it, okay? All right, I want to look at Gemini. Gemini is in that second house. And the second house deals with money. It deals with material things and how you're valued, your self-worth and confidence. It deals with food and face and consumption of things. Okay. It also can deal with your teeth, right? Anything that deals with the face. Luxury is the second. And with it in Gemini, Gemini is communication. It is the environment you grew up in, ideas and documents, and your mindset is Gemini. Moving and movement is Gemini. Media and writing and skills and learning abilities. And this is in the second house. And the second house, connection with Mercury, right? We're talking about Mercury retrograde coming back to you on ways of how you're valued and who values you, right? And it's not just your immediate environment. This is also the masses of how you're valued. Mercury retrograde is making you think in regards to who is there for me in my life and how to transform that. And now there can be other people involved with that are family or relatives, such as aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, right? Nieces, nephews, and also neighbors are there with Gemini. And this could be that there is communication back and forth in regards to maybe going to an event that you've already been to. It could be communication within your mind of, I've already been to that event, and Mercury retrograde is having that memory processing over and over again in your mind's eye. And you're being asked to release emotions in regards to that, right? Or it could be something where a typical situation that happened at that event that's coming back up, okay? And you're having to deal with that. You're having to use Pisces energy of transformation or letting go and going with faith, or having unconditional love for those people that are involved, right? This could also be associated with the internet or with social media, that is a repeat of something, of communication. And the same thing goes with that of letting go and going with faith in regards to that communication. Being the bigger person, showing other people that you value yourself enough not to deal with the situation or not to put too much energy toward it. It could be that you're expressing your self-worth, right? Standing up for yourself during this time of what you believe in, because that's Pisces. Pisces is I believe, okay? Disassociating yourself with emotions that are in regards to that situation could be something that's happening. But while this is happening, it could be that you're awakening to the fact of those people and you're seeing them in a truer light. The hidden is going to be shown to you in regards to who you're surrounded by and who you want to be surrounded by, okay? This could also be a situation that includes children, like you find out that they're associated with a group, club, or affiliation that you don't necessarily approve of. That could be something that comes out of this. Or they're spending money in regards to that group, club, or association that you don't approve of, or you don't approve of them spending that much money in regards to that, right? Like gaming or something like that. You're finding out the secrets of toxicity that could be ailing you within the 11th of mindset versus letting go and going with faith. And I'm going to explain. So your mind could have been processing things of what Gemini was trying to show you, of your self-worth and, you know, money being spent somewhere, or something that deals with how you're valued against the masses. And it could be that there's an association with, you know, maybe your lover said something, or a family member or relative said something, created a rumor or something like that. And you're finding out the truth in regards to that situation, of how it contains Mercury retrograde, of mindset, of communication coming back to you in regards to an event that you went to, or in regards to your connection with the masses. This could also be something that they said a long time ago, of maybe you shouldn't be on the internet because, you know, you fill in the blank. And that was their belief system. And you trusted what they had said because, you know, it seemed practical, which is Virgo. But now you see why they said it, right? It could be something that's found out like that. Or it could be a lifestyle change that you're going through. And your emotions were attached to that lifestyle of having fun and enjoyment, of maybe you were someone that celebrated everybody's birthday party. I'm going to give that example, right? And you put so much effort into celebrating them just to know that you weren't as celebrated, or just to know that your self-worth and value wasn't being seen. And that's where that unconditional love, letting go and surrender, and boundaries come in, of associating yourself too much to others. Okay? That could be it. And I think that might be all the examples I have, honestly. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. You are, however, going through a type of awakening with Pisces associated with this. And you are figuring out who is there for you and who sees you for who you are, rather than surface level. Okay? Thank you, Taurus, for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Gemini. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to talk about this full moon lunar eclipse that's happening in Virgo. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. With the full moon, we have the moon in the 4th, and we have the sun in the 10th. The moon is where you're having to release things. The 10th house is the reason why, okay, where the sun is. All right, so 4th house is your property, home, family. The nurturing parent can be a mother, motherhood, mother figure. It is also nurturing yourself, security, your emotional body, your foundation. This can also be the past, okay? This is where things are private within your home life. Ancestral patterns is also connected with the 4th house. Now, we're talking about releasing things of the 4th here. Emotions associated with past situations that happen with family could be something that you're going through, that you're releasing. It could be that you're healing that situation because the 10th house is your power, that you're gaining your power back to do so. It could also be a situation of a lifestyle of being at home thus far. And it could be that you're releasing being at home, like physically, because of a job that's coming through. Okay? Because 10th house is professional life, is your status, what you hold, title you hold within the public. That could be a mother, a father. That could be a CEO or a laborer, right? The title they see you as. Your career, Your professional life is 10th house, and so is your legacy. Okay? And this could be a time to where you're building upon or have built a legacy. And whatever was associated with that lifestyle before, or a health situation, or a professional life that you were dealing with before, that could be eclipsed out of your life so that you associate yourself with the power that you hold within. Okay? I do want to say too that the 4th house can be family and mothers, all right? And this could indicate that there was an emotional attachment to situations of family or situations of mothers, okay? And that emotional attachment could have, doesn't necessarily have to, but it could have something to do with guilt, grieving, a loss of family or mother or the nurturing parent, okay? And this could be a time to where you have or embody that awakening, that higher state of consciousness. It could even mean that you have dreams that are concerning those people, visions that are concerning those people, or a medium that connects you directly to those people. And those emotions that are attached to that loss or to that grieving or to that guilt situation is no longer. There is an eclipse happening, which means that whatever is no longer serving you within your lifestyle that deals with a home, property, that deals with you being a mother, that deals with your emotional body, is being eclipsed out of you, okay? With the moon associated with this 4th house, it has a direct correlation with the 4th, because the 4th is Cancer in astrology, right? It's ruled by Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So there is a direct correlation here of you releasing emotions, of you gaining your power back, of you becoming a different person because of an understanding of your awakening. Okay? Pisces is an awakening. It is the subconscious. It is also considered healing and restoration of any type of past conditioning that you've been through. And if you've had situations to where you were feeling guilty within motherhood yourself, or by a mother, or by family, this is a time to where that can be released, okay? Because you're gaining your power back. I also want to say too, work situations of maybe the taboo, the esoteric knowledge, astrology, tarot could be something that you're interested in during this time. Getting readings from other people so that you can understand your power. Okay? This could be that you're the one doing this for other people and releasing those emotions that those people have that are emotionally attached to their family. Okay? This could also be, because Pisces is surrender and unconditional love. It's also letting go and going with faith in situations. It has a way of showing you that the divine has your back, okay? And an opportunity that was associated with either a job or the title that you hold within the world, or the power that you hold, okay? That's connected to your emotional body, that's connected to your lifestyle at home. It could be something coming back to you that maybe you applied, put out resumes, or applied for something that's associated with your power, okay? And it's coming back to you. You're getting communication again. Mercury is retrograde. And Mercury retrograde can bring back any type of communication that was already put out into the ether. Okay. It could also bring back situations of thinking about things such as past situations. And it does this for a reason. It's so you can revise, reassess, do things over within your mindset of, well, maybe that needs to be let go. Or maybe that, doesn't no longer fit in my life. Or some type of communication from other people that are from the past could be coming in. And it really depends on you, on what you want in your life. You can either, let the universe guide you through the situation, or it could be a situation that needs to just end. Okay? Transformation and endings is Pisces. And it could be that you're ready to just, top it off there and go to the next person, or go to the next thing, or go to the next goal. You have to remember that you're building something when it comes to the 10th house, and questioning whether or not you want to take that emotional attachment or those people with you. Okay? So the 4th house is also you being a mother. And it could be that you find out that you're becoming a mother or a father. It doesn't matter. It could be a nurturing parent here. It could be a replay of situations that happen with family that touch upon emotions that you have. Okay. This could be situations of motherhood itself or fatherhood, depending on which parent that you are, of a replay of a situation that's happened before with your children. Okay. And it could be a power struggle that you have within. Maybe they have a habit of some type, or maybe they have self-sabotaging tendencies. Okay. And this could be a time to where you're letting go and going with faith with the situation. You're asking the universe for help. You're finally surrendering to the universe to take the reins. That could be it. It could also be an enlightenment or some type of epiphany that seems to have come from the divine that helps you reassess the situation. Figure out how to deal with the situation. Okay. 10th house is also your status and career. Okay. And this could be a time to where you're no longer at home, like I said, and that status and career could have some type of affiliation with a transformation that's happening. And that transformation could have something to do with maybe an upgrade in money, or it could be that you have an upgrade in self-worth. And I'm going to tell you why I say this. Because the 12th house is the Piscean house in astrology. Okay? And it's in Taurus, and that deals with money, and it deals with your self-worth. So this could be a time to where you're figuring out your power. And you're no longer taking the heat that's coming from your old lifestyle and deciding to transform the situation. Okay? Now, taking action, is always Aries. And Aries being associated, during this time, we all know that Neptune and Saturn are there with Aries. And I think they're at 0 degrees. They could be at 2 degrees, but I'm pretty sure they're at 0. But anyways, it could be a time to where you're actually seeing the repercussions of Neptune and Saturn being together, of that inspiring action to put down an firm foundation. And Saturn is associated with the 10th because it is the ruler over Capricorn. And Capricorn rules the 10th house in astrology. And so that connection could be giving you that fire to transform or end a situation that's happening within work so that you can move on to others that actually appreciate you. Okay, so that is something that can happen. It can also be dealing with any type of artistry. I say artistry because we have Pisces involved, and that could be, you know, poems and songs and anything that deals with the arts. Okay, being an artist. And this could be a time to where you're embracing your talents, and you could actually get propositioned to display those talents by whatever comes through with Mercury retrograde of you already applied for something that deals with those talents, and it comes back through or back around with communication. Okay. All right, so I do want to look at Gemini because Gemini is associated with Mercury also. Mercury rules not only Virgo, but also Gemini, okay? And Gemini being in that first house, we're talking about your identity and the way that other people sees you, okay? And your physical body. Remember, health is still associated with that emotional body. And your physical body, it may seem like you're finally getting back your power within your physical body. This could be due to consumption of water, Pisces being water, or detoxifying something out of your body. And that could have something to do with, you know, habits that you have. It could be something of some type of food that's connected emotionally, what your go-to is emotionally, right? When you're eating on your emotions. This could be a time to where that's detoxified and your physical body is changing. Health is associated with Virgo, okay? And that moon is there, and it's telling you, you know, whatever is happening with your emotions attached to your health, attached to whatever you're consuming, is being eclipsed out. And you're having a different effect upon your physical body, okay? And that could look like anything. That could look like you feel more energetic. It could look like you have more clarity because it's in Gemini, right? It could also be that you look different, right? Your physical body, it looks different, okay? First house also is associated with your leadership of yourself, governing yourself, your self-autonomy, okay? So this could be a time to where that Mercury retrograde is pumping you up with thoughts that, you know, are repressed or suppressed or whatever you want to call it. And they're coming up and they're giving you that motivation to do something about it, okay? They're giving you that motivation to push through something or let go of something or change or transform something, right? And it deals with, you know, your power coming back to you seeing your power in the situation, whether that's in work, whether that's in your status, single to married, married to single, or whether that's in the title that you hold of what other people see you as. It could also be whatever you have figured out for your legacy of what you want to leave for your legacy or leave it behind for your legacy. And this could be the time to where you gain that power and see that confidence within yourself. So you're pushing yourself in a different manner. And I think that might be about it. But whatever is in the fourth house with that emotional body attached to your lifestyle, you know, this could also be that there's just, you're ready for change. And there's some type of new you coming out of this lifestyle because you're dealing with and managing those emotions. Okay? And I think that might be, yeah, that might be about it, Gemini. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Hi, Cancer. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this full moon that's happening in your 3rd and 9th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. So this is a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. And with a full moon, we have the moon associated with your 3rd and the sun in the 9th. The moon is where you're releasing and the sun is the reason why. And this is association with ecliptic energy of something being eclipsed out of your life. So the 3rd house associated with this is communication, to yourself, to other people, and also your mindset. This is also small education. 3rd house is small education and permits, licenses, things of that nature, certificates that you could get being used toward something, right? Something that you believe in, something of a philosophy, something of that deals with Piscean things. And if it's like a physical permit or anything of that nature, it deals with toxicity of water, things that are hidden. Could be plumbing license, could be plumber's certificate, something of that nature, right? A permit of some sort that deals with that. Or this could be, 3rd house is also ideas and documents. And it could be the idea of going back to school. It could also be the idea of teaching your philosophy, okay? Because speech is the 3rd and 9th is, you know, your belief system and your philosophy. 3rd house is also connected with moving or movement. And this could be a situation of, you know, the way that you've been moving thus far, such as maybe your lifestyle didn't associate itself too much with movement, right? And it could be that you decide to exercise for your health. Virgo has a lot to do with your lifestyle and your health in your daily routines and work situation. This could also be 3rd house being media and writing and skills and learning abilities, that you're deciding to publish a book, that you're releasing your emotions in regards to situations of maybe writing them out or journaling, okay? And this could be what helps you awaken, or it could be, you know, what helps you during times of feeling like you're a victim. 3rd house is also vehicles and its tools, and it's associated with your hands. And dealing with your lifestyle, it could be that you believe that you need to get some type of other tool that helps you with your professional life, or you have an idea on, you know, the bigger picture of what is associated with that professional life, and you're trying to obtain it with this eclipse. But there's a releasing of old situations, of old ways of doing things. With 3rd house associated with ecliptic energy, you're letting go of how you used to do things, of how you used to process things, of how you used to talk about things, of what you used to think about things, right? You're letting go of these things, and they're associated more than likely with the emotions that you have, or they're associated with family. It could be that they're associated with, you know, your home life, Okay, because the moon is the ruler over Cancer. And Cancer is all of those things. It is family and home life and the past. Okay. It's also ancestral lineages, and it's your emotional body. And your mindset, it could have been consumed with past situations that dealt with your emotional body. And this could be a time to where that is released, because your belief system is changing. Your philosophy is changing. The way that you're seeing things with the bigger picture is changing. This could also be opportunities that come to you. And I say that because of ninth house being activated. Ninth house is the house of blessings, opportunities. It's also exploring your belief system and philosophy. It is religion and skills and learning abilities, teachers, preachers, gurus, in-laws, grandchildren, grandparents, higher education, media, publishing, legal cases, okay? And this could be a time to where that philosophy that you held thus far in regards to past situations that you've had is changing, because you are managing that mindset. And that could have something or a connection to a belief system of some type. Could be religious belief, could be just, your philosophy that you hold. With Pisces involved, this is a transformation or ending of how you used to believe or how you used to see things. And that could change everything. Okay, the bigger picture is attached to the ninth house because it is ruled by Sagittarius in astrology. And that bigger picture could be knocking at your door of, we need to do something. There needs to be movement happening. Okay, and this could be a time to where everything is transformed in regards to the way that you were thinking before. That could be associated with age, right? As we get older, that biological clock ticks. And it doesn't necessarily tick just for children. It could tick for your legacy, or it could tick for whatever, goal that you have. The essence of you, which is the sun, okay? It can also be that you're deciding to let go of whatever toxicity of belief system that you've had before in regards to maybe family, maybe relatives, maybe aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors. Maybe your viewpoint is changing upon them, those people, and those emotions that you have within in regards to those people. You could be expressing them honestly to those people, and just letting it out into the ether. Or it could be expressed within journaling. It could be expressed in regards to letting go and going with faith in a situation. Pisces has a lot to do with surrender, and it has a lot to do with feeling victimized, okay, and feeling with Virgo involved, you could have felt like you were in servitude to family. And this could be a time to where that changes. Or this could be a time to where if you felt like you had guilt within in regards to family, or in regards to siblings, or in regards to neighbors, any type of guilt that was held within, this is a time to where that's going to be eclipsed out of you, okay? That you'll no longer feel that way. It can take you to a point to where the divine steps in to change those emotions, and it can be overnight. Eclipse energy has a way of detoxing you whenever it is in Virgo, okay? And you're detoxing that unhealthy lifestyle that was surrounded by either your local environment, family, relatives, neighbors, detoxing ways of thinking, right? about religion, about philosophy, about in-laws, okay? This could also be a situation of the sun shining in the ninth. You're letting go of things that you were feeling before, emotions in that third house that you were feeling before about, you know, your everyday lifestyle and routine, because of maybe there was a loss of an in-law, or maybe there was a loss of a grandparent. Loss is activated when Pisces is activated, and that's for everybody right now with this eclipse energy, okay? And it could be that, you know, there was a loss of that situation that made you change the way that you think, okay? I do want to look at Mercury retrograde. It's in Pisces, and it could be bringing up, you know, communication of the past. This could be included with in-laws and grandchildren and grandparents. This could be Mercury retrograde bringing up old belief systems that you used to have. This could be that there is a reassessing and regrouping of your philosophy, because Mercury retrograde works that way, of showing you old ways of thinking, but then, you know, giving you a way out, giving you new ways to think. Because of Pisces being involved, it can upgrade you with a download or a vision. It can upgrade you with a new philosophy in general, okay? And it could be a time to where you decide to go down the rabbit hole when it comes to taboo topics, esoteric knowledge, things of that nature. Or it could be that there is communication, you know, physical communication coming to you that is from the past or past people. And it's time for you to decide whether or not you are the same person or not. That's the way Mercury retrograde is going to work for you, because it's dealing with that communication from others and also that mindset that you're holding, okay? And you, Cancer, you rule past situations, because, you know, Cancer is the fourth house in astrology. And you are capable of letting go of the past more so than others, because you are ruled by the moon, okay? But whatever isn't good for you, whatever is unhealthy within your lifestyle, and it could surround communication come to you, it could surround your mindset, it could surround your local environment. Whatever it is going to be eclipsed out so that you can start a brand new, okay? Okay, so I want to look at Gemini. Gemini is also ruled by Mercury, so it will be activated. And this is 12th house energies. And 12th house is associated with Pisces, by the way. So there is a connection here of, you know, letting go of the way that your thought processes were associated with the divine. And it could be that you went through spiritual poverty, is one way to look at this, of feeling like you were alone, or feeling like, you know, maybe you were atheist, or maybe you were a person that lost their faith, okay? And this could be a time to where that is gained back, but you will see why you felt that way, and you will see why that was allowed from the universe. There is an awakening happening to you on a subconscious level for you to understand the world in a different manner than others. And there's a reason for that. It's associated with your emotions, and it's associated with who you have become thus far, okay? building that endurance, building that courage, building that perseverance within you to help you see that if it didn't happen the way that it did, you wouldn't be the person that you are today. Mercury retrograde can also have an effect on bringing back people from the past to show you this, or having those people leave your life to show you this, okay? With the 12th house activated with Gemini, we're talking about healing and restoration of any type of past conditioning that you've been through. And with you, Cancer, associated with this, we could be talking about family. We could be talking about being a parent, okay? And we could also be talking about your mother in general. And you will see the bigger picture of this. It's almost like the divine wants to show you the replay of that video on repeat of your past so that you can see how it was for you versus how it was for that primary parent within your life, and the choices that were made, and understanding that everyone is human. So coming out of this, there is a new philosophy. There is a, how can I articulate this? There is a new conscious view of the situation, okay? Of you understanding why it played out the way that it did. And this will help you heal it. This will help you see it for what it is and place it over on the other side of you to look at it objectively and forgive it. Not necessarily for the person, but for you yourself. Okay? So that is one way that Gemini in the 12th being activated with Mercury retrograde can work. All right? I hope I helped you understand this, because it's kind of hard to explain whenever you're on the other side. I'm not a psychologist or anything, so it's hard for me to express the words out to you to where it could be seen by you on a subconscious level. This could also be that you yourself are becoming that person, as I described, of a person that has the capability of seeing things in a different light or a different form than others, and the capability of expressing that or articulating that to others, and becoming that teacher to others to show them how to heal. You could use this as esoteric, taboo, or being a preacher, teacher, or guru, because that 9th house is activated. But it's because of that eclipse that's happening within your mind's eye, of the criticalness, of the over-analytical situation that's happening in your mind's eye of past. And because you're learning this, you want to show others how to. Almost like a healing technique. Okay? I'm seeing if there's any other ways that I can express this to you. Transformation and endings is happening within Gemini. And Mercury retrograde could have that communication of transformation that happens. And it can be because of a loss or grief situation, yes, but it could also be because of a transformation of something else. So we're going to take a look. Mercury retrograde showing you past belief systems, and then you're filtering through or combing through those belief systems versus what you're going through now. An awakening of you in a different light can happen. So a new religious belief can come out of this, or a different type of philosophy can come out of this, and it's due to that reviewing and reassessing communication within your mind's eye, or it could be physical communication that comes through aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, or neighbors. It can also come through readings that you get or readings that you give to other people. Even though you could be that person in power of using that psychic or intuitive ability or whatever gift of the divine that you have, whatever comes out of that could be the result of figuring out a new philosophy. I'll give you an example of, say you get a reading, say you give a reading to someone else. Them explaining the way that they have a thought process and their belief system and their philosophy, that could influence you into another belief system or philosophy. Okay? And therefore, the domino effect happens. It's almost like you guys were you guys were divinely guided toward each other so that you could figure out how to heal and restore yourself on a subconscious level, right? So that could happen. I know it's deep. I'm trying with Mercury in shadow, right? But I hope you got a little bit of the gist of the situation that is profound with this eclipse energy, because eclipse energy, when it happens, is eclipsing old situations out of you, and it's all connected with your health, because it's Virgo, so it's connected with your health, your critical thinking, because Virgo for you is in that third. Your over analytical thinking. You could be a person that has, whatever ADHD, whatever, you know what I mean? Some type of bipolar situation, doesn't even matter. Something dealing with thinking that's over analyzing for you. That's being eclipsed out. You're coming to hone yourself. You're understanding yourself. You're seeing yourself in a different light because of this eclipse energy and the way that your thought processes work. So toxicity is coming out. It's being pushed out, being eclipsed out of it, so that you yourself see the divine for what it is, and you understand that you're divinely protected also because of the lifestyle that you've had thus far, or because of a health situation that you've had thus far. Okay. All right, Cancer, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Leo. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to take a look at this full moon in Virgo lunar eclipse that's happening in your 2nd and 8th house. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, Leo. The 2nd house is where you're releasing, and in opposition is the sun, and that's the reason why you're releasing the 2nd, okay? The 2nd house is your money, your values, material things that you value, your self-worth and confidence, sensual things. This is the house to where you feel valuable within the world, okay? This can be your spending, of course. So with releasing the 2nd in Virgo, Virgo deals with things that are of your lifestyle. It can deal with health. It can also deal with your pets, the way you service others. So this could be that you're charging more to service others, or this could be in your professional life that you're releasing, helping out those that you work for in your professional life, maybe with money. Maybe you are putting up boundaries in regards to your self-worth. This could also look like if that job doesn't necessarily serve you any longer, the universe has heard you. and therefore it will be released. Okay. This could be matters that deal with food, your face, could be teeth, could be sinuses, could be anything that deals with your face, okay, your eyes, what have you. And this could be a time to where you are fixing your teeth, or you're getting rid of anything toxic that's revolving around your face and food that deals with your health, okay? This could also look like your spending habits changing. You could have spent money in regards to the way that you were feeling. Maybe it was every day you went to the gas station. If you are someone that doesn't have a lot of money, it could have been that that made you feel like you were someone or doing something, okay? And this could be a time to where that's let go. There's a healthier way of spending money that's asking to come in. There's also self-worth and confidence that is attached to some type of value that you hold or being valuable to other people. And this could be a time to where you're showing other people your value. And there could be, with Mercury retrograde, this could be like you put out a resume, or you had talked to someone in regards to an occupation, and therefore you're hired during this ecliptic time. You're no longer living the toxic lifestyle that you once did, making your own money, your own individual money. Or it could be that whatever lifestyle that you are living is being ecliptic release out of your life due to it not hitting that self-worth and confidence or seeing the value that you have. That's why I said if the job isn't working for you, it could be a time to where it's released. Co-workers are also a part of the Virgo sign, and co-workers could also do the same. Or you could finally get those co-workers that see the value that you have, see the self-worth and confidence that you have. On the other octave, with the 8th house being with this eclipse, the sun is shining there of the reason why you're releasing that second house. So the 8th house is chunky money. It's shared resources, other people's money. This is also inheritance, debts, taxes, government, grants, banking loans, mortgage loans. This can also look like hidden knowledge and taboo topics, transformation, your psyche, investments in long-term finances. Death and rebirth is here. Crisis and legal matters. I think I said divorces. I'm going to say it again. Soulmates merging together is also here in the 8th. With the second house being that releasing and the 8th being the reason why, it could look like there is your value being released against how to obtain shared resources. And it could be toward the job that you're working, that you could find some type of contract that deals with government or grants to help them. Or this could be you on an individual level of how to make money, finding those contracts for yourself or grants for yourself. This could also be a situation to where, yes, inheritance, death, and rebirth is activated. And this could be a time to where you receive some type of inheritance. This wouldn't be for everyone, but it is there. This is also the value that you hold in that second house being shown in the 8th. So the value could be coming out of some type of taboo or esoteric knowledge that you gain. Your psyche or psychological standing could be upgrading during this eclipse because of you realizing how toxic your thoughts have been. This could be a situation with long-term finances and investments that you decide to do some type of investment or long-term finance, or this could be that you're finally getting a payout of some type. That could be through taxes, that could be through investments, those long-term finances, or this could be a legal matter or divorce that's finally giving you your dues. Okay? This whole situation with the ecliptic energy is to show you that the universe has your back and is trying to filter out anything toxic within your world, which includes the habits that you've been holding on to on a lifestyle basis that no longer serve you. This could also be included with those people that don't see your self-worth and confidence. This could also be those people not seeing your value. And this is why the 8th house is giving you a rebirth, a transformation, if you would. I do want to look at the 12th house. Because the 12th house is activated with Pisces, okay? And it's in Cancer. And the Cancer sign is ruled by the moon. Okay. This is all in regards to some type of awakening that you could have, some type of level up in your consciousness, which is pretty much the same thing, except, some people like different labels. This could also be your psychic and intuitive abilities being activated, and you're seeing that you have more. That the universe, the divine, is trying to show you that you have more worth within the world. And, that could spiral into anything. It depends on the person. But Cancer being activated is trying to show you that there may be a detoxation of some type of home situation or family situation. And it could be that maybe you just need to detox your home or clean your home, okay, to help you feel better on a daily basis, changing the lifestyle from being toxic within your home and just lazy or procrastinating to a different type of person that is nurturing within their home base. That could be something. It could also be a situation with your emotions, your emotional body, that they're leveling up, that you're understanding how to manage them, Cancer being in the 12th, that the divine gives you some type of vision or download of situations of emotions that help console the situation that you've been replaying within your world. Mercury is retrograde. Okay, and Mercury being retrograde in Pisces is trying to show you or trying to tell you that it's okay to feel the past, but don't linger there. It's also trying to tell you that you're capable of inspiration. You're capable of dreaming up whatever you want to dream up and the family that you want to have. It's also showing you suffering and victimization could be stuck within your karmic cycle. With Mercury activated in Pisces in that 8th house, psychologically there could be a replay of events that have happened in your life, and you could be shown how to console them, how to get rid of them, how to forgive and have compassion for those thoughts that you've been thinking. Okay? When it comes to love, soulmates are activated. And this could be a time to where you find your soulmate, and the way that you had done things before, the second house, is being eclipsed out of your life. Whenever we have love in our life, things change. We see the value in ourselves, our self-confidence and self-worth. It raises up, it upgrades. Also, you know, your money will change if you were to get with someone that you no longer have that individual income, that it's shared resources, 8th house. If this is dealing with a job and there's situations of loss of a job, this could mean that you're being asked to figure out and assess how to gain other people's money. There may be some type of idea, there may be some type of epiphany that happens in regards to how to get other people's resources. And therefore, it creates a domino effect for God, source, the universe has my back, and your emotions start to calm. Your emotions start to see, hey, I am safe and secure and loved by the universe. Okay? I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you here. It may be required for you to use something of the government if there is a loss of a job. This could also be that if it is a job that's gained, that it could have something to do with insurance, finances, mortgages, loans, the legal, divorces. Okay. I'm seeing if there's anything. If you are a part of the taboo, this could be a time to where you are collaborating with other people that are also a part of the taboo. And it feels like a divine connection, and you guys are coming together to make money together. Now, with Mercury retrograde, I do want to say too that Mercury rules Virgo, and it also rules Gemini. And Gemini, let me get another pen here. Gemini is in the 11th house. And the 11th house deals with groups, clubs, networking, affiliations that you have. It also deals with the community that you're residing in, hopes, dreams, wishes and goals, rewards and gains, technology, the internet, friendships of long distance, and older sibling. Okay? And this association with this ecliptic energy would be a replay of maybe those that you've already been introduced to with groups, clubs, and affiliations, but you're seeing it in a different way. You're seeing it in a different light, such as, say that you're in this group, club, or affiliation. You guys are talking about finances, and this has been already a replay of a conversation that has happened once before. Well, you yourself, you go back to those posts that have been put up, right? And you find more information. You find the meat or the source of the situation. This could also be a result of brand new club, groups, or affiliations, you being a part of those, that you're coming together to figure out what you can do as raising money, 8th house, together for some type of humanity situation. Or this could be you getting a new job, and this is where that, you know, the internet, new clubs, groups, and affiliations come through. This could also indicate a conversation with aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, or neighbors that help you to find new groups, clubs, or affiliations. They are a type of resource for you, or they could help you in a way of giving you a loan, or they could also point you in the right direction of getting work within the community, or groups, clubs, and affiliations. This could also be you deciding to be on the internet and collaborate with other people for money, okay? Shared resources here. Or using their resources in a way of tactfulness, which is Virgo, of getting money, okay? I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you. Because Gemini deals with communication, and it deals with your mindset. And if you've been having trouble psychologically and having to deal with those emotions, you will find the right groups, clubs, and affiliations that help you here. And it could be one that you had visited before and thought nothing of, because that can be the sign of Gemini. And it comes back around with this Mercury retrograde to show you the truth. I'm seeing if there's anything else. Like I said before, if habits are involved, usually it's something that you consume with the second house being activated that is no longer serving you. That could be close to being toxic. This could mean that you find other people that have went through the same thing and you're collaborating with them on how to get rid of a habit, or you're just joining a group to keep yourself up to par with quitting that habit. And I think that might be all I have for you, Leo. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Virgo. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to talk about this Virgo lunar full moon eclipse in your first house. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so with the full moon in general, the moon is in opposition to the sun. With ecliptic energy, it's like the full moon is on steroids, okay? So, the moon is where you're releasing, and the sun is the reason why. The first house is your identity, is your image, your looks, your physical body. It's the way that you govern yourself, your physical appearance, and the way that other people see you, okay? The seventh is other people. It's relating to other people. It can be your marriage, your spouse. It can also be relationships in general if you're not married. This could look like friendships, collaborations, contracts, business associations with other people, business relationships, clients, and open enemies. Open enemies are enemies that we already know will tell us the truth, no matter what. That could include best friends. Best friends can give you their opinion without feeling like you'll break off the friendship or you'll get mad. They can tell you the hard truths. With Mercury retrograde in this situation, Mercury is in Pisces at this time, and it will oppose the moon. There could be some hard truths that come out. It could be from a person, or it could be from yourself. So the first house being activated with releasing, you will end up releasing some type of identity that you held once before. This could be the thought processes that you've held. This could be habits that you had, because Pisces is involved, habits is involved, sabotaging habits. With the moon involved, this is past or ancestral lineages that could be deep within your DNA that could be released during this time. The moon is ruled by Cancer, and Cancer deals with past situations. This could also be a situation of you releasing a relationship of some type. It could be friendships, relationships that are no longer serving you. It's almost like you're being divinely guided not to be into that relationship. Sometimes it turns out that you and a friend are trying to make time to see each other, but the universe has something else in mind. That maybe the universe actually knows the truth and is trying to avoid you having a friendship with that person. That could be the case, and you could be releasing that friendship during this time. Or this could be a business association that you've had. Loss and grief is activated with Pisces. And this could be that there's some type of grief situation or loss of business association. Okay. With the moon in that first house, your physical body is activated. And you could be releasing emotions that are attached to any type of business association or relationship that you have. Psychologically, Mercury retrograde is working on you internally. It's working on you to revise, review, reassess your thought processes against that relationship. There could be instances of your physical body showing you that you need to take a break, that you need some mental time to yourself. Okay. Business is involved, contracts and associations and clients are involved. So this could be that service, which is Virgo, that you're giving to those clients. Maybe you need to take a break from it because you're getting burnt out. Or this could be a situation of your identity changing because of a new contract coming to light. Okay? A new, maybe, service coming to light to those people. I do want to say, too, that if you are not leasing something, this could be a time to where you do lease something. Filling out contracts, collaborations with other people is activated where the sun is. And the first house is that identity. So if you haven't been on a lease before, this could be how that identity change comes into play. This could also be a situation of you understanding your worth. That goddess energy, sovereignty is coming out of you, okay? And you're understanding your worth and seeing who should be in your life and who shouldn't be in your life. I do want to look at Gemini. Gemini is also another ruler of Mercury, okay? And Gemini, associated with this full moon, is trying to tell you maybe there is some thought processes surrounding your professional life that needs to change. 10th house is your professional life. It is your work and career. It is also the status that you hold, the title that people see you as. Okay? That can be single to married, married to single, or that could be that you're moving from a CEO to, maybe downgrading to a laborer, or vice versa. The power that you hold is in the 10th house. And mentally, with Mercury involved, this could be that you're understanding your power and you're seeing that goddess energy, that sovereignty I was telling you about. This could also be a situation with Gemini things, such as your local environment, communication, to yourself and to other people. This could also be a license, permit, or certificate that has to do with some type of change of your identity. Okay? Gemini deals with the hands, working with the hands, dealing with tools, working with tools. And this could be that you obtain some type of tool during this eclipse, and that has some type of sway over business associations and your identity. That maybe you're releasing the old you to get involved into the new you of doing business differently. Okay? I also want to say too that Gemini can be moving or movement, and if there's situations to where you're not happy to where you are, that could mean that your power is coming back by moving away from that situation or moving toward a new situation of relating to other people. Maybe a relationship is involved, whether you're staying or moving out. It really depends on the person. But we have associations with Gemini because of Mercury in that communication. And there could be communication coming to you from past jobs that you applied for. And therefore, it changes your identity. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. It can be the other person, that they're getting a job. And it changes who they are. Therefore, it ricochets back to you of who you are in that identity of being associated with them. Okay? Now, ecliptic energy is trying to eclipse something that no longer serves you. And if there's a situation of you losing your power or having power struggles, it will be eclipsed out of your life. Whether that is for you to have some time off or for you to sit and ponder in regards to that relationship. If you have been trying to use Piscean energy such as forgiveness, compassion, letting go and going with faith, and that feeling or emotion hasn't left you thus far, this could be a time to where that emotion leaves you. You're figuring out how to use your mindset in a different way to gain power back for your sovereignty. Okay? This could be coming from a mentor or a father figure that shows you how to console that mental adjustment. Or this could be coming from someone that you deem that has that power to tell you how to adjust that mental situation that's concerning that relationship, that's concerning that business association. Okay? Now, media is involved, media being Gemini, and this could be where you understand you have your power to relate to other people or gain business associations or clients. This could be a change of identity that you discover of either you're going viral or something within that media connection is showing you how to, right? That could be how to deal with that relationship, or that could be how to extend further with your work facilitation. Okay? I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can tell you here. You could get downloads, ideas. Things could be coming to you within the mail. Documents are activated with Gemini. It's also, like I said, ideas of how to adjust your mental situation or how to gain more into that professionalism, into that professional life. I'm going to show you a little tactic I have with that 10th house, because the 10th house is governed by Capricorn in astrology, And because this eclipse has a lot to do with you, we're going to take a look at Capricorn. Capricorn is the 5th house, and this is your fun house. This is enjoyment. This is where in life the cosmos is asking you to take authority. Take authority over being happy. Take authority over your inner child. Take authority over having love in your life and loving unconditionally, right? So this association could bring back a lover from the past to show you your sovereignty, okay? Even if it's just an ego boost, right? Because you've changed and you expect them to change also, right? This could be a time to where you're understanding who you are and what you really want. With the 5th house activated because of the 10th, this is your love life. This is also joy, hope, and optimism. This is celebrity, popularity, and recognition status, friendships, children, creativity, your God-given talent. And this could be a time to where you receive some type of communication in regards to either working with your God-given talent, something that will make you extremely happy, considering that thus far Virgo has had a lot of opposition with that Saturn and Neptune. So this could be a realization of that Saturn reward. Does that make any sense? Because Saturn is the 10th. Saturn is Capricorn in your 5th, and it also dealt with your relationships. So because you were capable of already taking authority over those relationships thus far for the last 3 years, this is your reward of either letting go and no longer dealing with those emotions that were attached to that, or this is to situate you to a new emotional fulfillment, okay, of seeing things in a different light, seeing things for what they are, clarity coming to you without question, because Saturn and Neptune were both in that 7th house, could have been creating confusion on what to do next about that association or about that business partnership that you have, okay? If you are connected with the taboo is Pisces. It's also the mystical, your psychic and intuitive abilities. And if you have had trouble thus far on using those, this is a time to where you will be shown clarity of how to either use them in the right way, or you will see that things are unclouded, that you are getting clarity, okay? This could also be a situation to where things happen in the physical, almost of a divine guidance, or almost of, you seeing that the universe has your back, because Pisces has the sun in it with this ecliptic energy, that you are protected by God, source, the universe, from situations, maybe because you went through the situation with a work situation, right? That you were capable of growing thus far, and now you're ending it because you're protected. For example, you could go to work one day and they see that you've done all of this work for them and that you're a good worker, you're a hard worker, and therefore you're turned into a boss, right? Gemini, 10th house, power. Or it could be the other way around, of a loss of a job because it was not hitting home for you, or it wasn't where you were supposed to be. And you could lose a job one day, and then 2 days later, you get some type of call from someone associated with that job as maybe a contractor or someone that had relationship with that job, because they need you. They've seen how you did your job there, and they want you at their company. And it could be as quick as that. It could be a divinely guided situation to get you out of a bad situation. Ecliptic energy working, right? I hope I explained that correctly for you so that you could understand that it's almost like a Uranian energy, because that's how Uranus works. And Uranus is getting close to Gemini, right? And it can create instant changes to where you're placed in a spot to where you're appreciated once again. This could also have something to do with servitude to other people. Doesn't necessarily have to be a job. It could just be your energy. And you're understanding who makes you happy and who you love and want in your life. This could also be a situation of children, that they're the ones that are finding something, such as a job, love, having children, and they are changing, right? And because of that, the energy comes back to you. You could be becoming a grandparent, or you could be the mother or father of a lawyer, right? I mean, it can go as far as that. It really depends on. Or you could be having a child during this time and becoming a mother or a father, right? So ecliptic energy is working to let go of old energies to make forth new energies. That will be happening within Pisces, by the way, because that's where the North Node is trying to show you your compassion and surrender to the universe, and that the universe has your back no matter what. And you will see this, right? I do apologize. Mercury is going into shadow, so I have speech impediments. My words are coming together. Sometimes they don't make any sense, but I'm trying here. All right, Virgo, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Libra. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this ecliptic energy that's happening in Virgo. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so this is a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. In your 12th house is where the moon is, and the 6th house is where the sun is. The moon is where you're releasing. The sun is the reason why. We're going to go over the 12th so you know what it is. It can be loss, grief, mediumship, past lives, karma healing, healing and restoration of any type of past conditioning, spirituality, soul work, enlightenment. It can also be foreign revenue. Film and photography is activated in the 12th. Prisons, hospitals, also the mystical, psychic, and intuitive abilities, endings and transformation. 12th house in astrology is ruled by Pisces, and it can be something that is being detoxed out of your life, especially with Virgo activated. And Virgo is affiliated with your health, your daily routines, your daily work and employment. It can also be affiliated with servicing others, maybe too much service to others, giving your energies away, not necessarily recognizing you need boundaries. It can be compassion. Also, the 12th can be compassion and letting go and going with faith. With the 6th house activated with that, compassion against any type of co-workers that you're involved with. It can be also organizing and detail orientation. And this could mean that you are on a journey to upgrade your mind's eye. And enlightenment can be on its way to you of understanding and seeing things differently so that you change the trajectory of your lifestyle. Okay? This could come in as a loss of a situation, such as maybe a loss of a job or a grief of a job, and your lifestyle is changing. Your lifestyle could be changing to the point to where you are gaining more enlightenment, gaining more spirituality, getting more either religious or spiritual in regards to your lifestyle situation. I'll give you an example. Because the 6th house has the sun in it, this is where you are starting something new. And with Pisces involved, Pisces can give you inspiration to get more spiritual, like using meditation on a daily basis, using crystals on a daily basis, using them in your practice. It could be that there's something about your practice of either your daily routine, daily work and employment, that you're using the mystical, your psychic and intuitive abilities, that you're displaying them for the public to see. It could be also that you are using these, of course, on a daily basis, pulling tarot for yourself, or you could be doing this as an occupation and doing it for others, servicing others. Okay. This could also be a situation of you deciding to change your state, the way that you are in general, because of some type of loss or grief. And it could be that maybe someone around you had a situation to where they had health problems, okay, in regards to their, either you could use it as with health with Pisces, it would be in Virgo, it would be intestinal, it would be things that aren't necessarily talked about within the health industry. This could involve habits that you've been doing, such as alcohol, any type of sabotaging habits, things that aren't necessarily talked about, but people make it seem like it's an everyday thing, and you're detoxing from these habits. It could be also dealing with CBD or, smoking anything. But I say this because with Virgo activated, Virgo is trying to bring health back into that 12th house, is trying to make it healthy again, is trying to transform something so that you can see or be enlightened by Pisces energies in the 6th. That is time to do something new within your lifestyle, your health, your daily routine or work situation. This could be that Pisces being activated helps you surrender and let go of things that you were holding on to in a critical form in regards to your daily life. Letting go of having to have everything perfect. Letting go of having to have things a certain way. Letting God, source, the universe, take over on a daily basis. You could be also not just meditating, but praying every day for things to work out within your world. 6th house is also self-mastery. And if you're in the taboo, this is where it becomes you mastering yourself on a divine level. Okay? That you're getting to a point to where you're understanding your psychic and intuitive abilities, and that they could be used to help the public, or they could be used to help humanity. It could be also a situation of, just a transformation that happens in regards to a lifestyle situation due to a transformation that happens. It could be literal Virgos within your world that have an effect on that transformation. I do want to look at Gemini. Mercury is involved, and Mercury is retrograde, so Mercury is working on you on an internal level. Could be bringing back the past situations that you've been through. It could also have an effect on you reassessing, redoing, renegotiating situations, or someone that you have already contacted is contacting you back. Past communication, okay? And that could look like a job contacting you back from receiving your resume, but it may have taken longer than you expected, but all of a sudden you understand that God, source, the universe has your back in that situation. Opportunities are the 9th house. They're also, the 9th house is exploring belief systems. It can also be skills and learning abilities, long distance travel, other cultures, media, publishing, legal cases, higher education, in-laws, grandchildren, grandparents, teachers, preachers, and gurus. Okay. So let me grab another pen. What this could look like is there is an indication of a belief system changing within a lifestyle situation, that you realize there's something not sitting well within your lifestyle that needs to change. And this is detoxing energies that no longer serve you. Okay. This is also a transformation of belief systems, that you could have an awakening during this ecliptic energy of what you really want, what kind of life you actually want. If you had been in between of not figuring out whether or not you want to be a part of this religious belief or this situation, or it could be dealing with you on a faith-based level of you're not sure whether or not you believe in God, or you have faith in the universe to take over. This is a time to where you could be shown that God, source, universe has your back. Okay. And it has your back in a way of a health situation. Maybe something was happening within your health, and then all of a sudden, because of the things that you had been doing, it disappears, right? Or this could be a situation of, a work thing, of you trying to get work, trying to have that settled within your world, and then all of a sudden you get a call back for that resume. Okay, this is to show you once again that God, source, universe has your back in situations to where you think that the bottom is falling out. Okay. Gemini is communication. Gemini is also your mindset. It can also be included with tools. It can be included with aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors. This could mean that they have some type of influence in regards to your belief system, in regards to your lifestyle situation. Maybe you're deciding to take care of one of them. Maybe vice versa, that they're deciding to take care of you, right? This could also be in-laws, grandchildren, and grandparents connected with communication of maybe you have to take care of a grandchild, or communication about a grandchild, that grandchild is going through the dark night of the soul, or they're detoxing from habit. This could also be rehabilitation that's activated, that they're deciding to see a counselor, teachers, preachers, and gurus, or they're deciding to become a teacher, preacher, or guru, right? In-laws, grandchildren, and grandparents. This could also be a situation of communication coming from them of some type of loss that they're going through. Aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors are also included in that, okay? That they could be going through some type of transformation with this ecliptic energy. Eclipses, it detoxes things out of your life when Virgo is activated. There's some type of energy that is cluttering up your mind or cluttering up your physical to where new energy cannot come in without it being dispersed. So this could be that you are deciding to change a belief system in regards to your mindset, and you have to work on this on a daily basis, right, to help get rid of it. I think it's 21 days a habit becomes actual physical. So this could be that you're working on telling yourself on a daily basis that you love yourself, your body is safe and secure and loved, right? This could also be a situation that you yourself are deciding to become a teacher, preacher, or guru, and doing this on a daily basis. It can be with astrology, it could be with tarot, it could be with, anything of the mystical. Or you're just listening to one of them that helps you, either with affirmations or helping you settle those emotions. My daily routine is I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, I pull on crystals, right, for the day. I pull tarot for myself. I'll also do the same at night of pulling tarot and crystals to sleep with. I also listen to Abraham Hicks. Sometimes I'll go between Abraham Hicks and Tony Robbins. That helps me get my mind straight. So that could be something that helps you, right? But all in all, it looks like a good eclipse for you of gaining a healthier way of being and understanding that even though things are the way that they are in the world, you are covered by the divine. All right, Libra, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Scorpio. Hope you're doing well today. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to take a look at this Virgo lunar eclipse that is happening in your 11th and 5th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so we have the 11th house with the moon in opposition to the sun, which makes it a full moon. The moon is where you're releasing, 11th house, and the sun is the reason why, 5th house. So there could be some changes that are happening within your groups, clubs, affiliations. 11th house is your groups, clubs, and affiliations and networks. These are social houses, the 11th and the 5th. This is who you're connected with. The 11th house is on a public level. It's through the media, social media. It's also through just connections of community, friends of long distance. It's also acquaintances. This could be parties, okay? This could be parties on a big level of more than 3 people. Rewards and gains is the 11th. And also your goals, hopes, dreams, wishes, and goals are here. This could look like a releasing of people that you used to hang out with. And it could be due to finding the hidden on media. It could also be a situation of love, that you're no longer using an app or you're no longer looking for love because love is coming into your life. Ecliptic energy is pushing out the old, negative, or energies that no longer serve you. Okay. With Virgo attached to this could be that energy was something that you did within your lifestyle. A lifestyle situation of being on social media on a constant, or this could be a lifestyle of you continuously being a part of the community and it's changing. It could also be a situation of health, that you're seeing that there's certain groups, clubs, and affiliations that are no longer healthy, maybe for your mindset, maybe for an actual health situation that you need to stay off of the computer or off of your phone for a little while, considering that maybe you're under the weather during this time. Okay. It could also be a situation of Virgo acting out as jobs that you're deciding not to do the job that you're initially in, but change the job to something that you love. 5th house is love. 5th house is fun and joy and hope and optimism. It is also considered your God-given talents. Okay. It's media too. It's also celebrity popularity and recognition status. Friendships are here. This could be your expression. 5th house. 5th house is also, it can be infidelity, and children are here. Okay. And it could be that, for example, you may have worked Virgo's work. Virgo's your daily work. Okay. Maybe you worked with people or clients or affiliates that consistently had love problems or consistently had infidelity problems within their world. And that's being detoxed. That all of that energy could have been building up and making life harder for you on a personal level. And Pisces can be a situation of unconditional love, letting go and going with faith, and transformation and endings. And it could be that you're deciding to let go of working with those people because it's not good for you on a healthier level with Virgo. It could also be a situation of love in general. Yes, love can come into your life during this time, but it also could change your mindset to where you understand compassion and vulnerability and joyfulness back into your love life if you are already in a relationship. It could also be a situation with friendships doing the same thing. This could be maybe a loss of friendship that has happened, and you're understanding and seeing or awakening to the reason why. This could be a situation of children being involved, that they're having transformations happen within their world. Maybe you're deciding to let go of some type of affiliation with other people because you see that it's not a good idea to be connected to them because of your children. Okay. This could also be a situation of your daily routine changing because you are pregnant or having a child. That could happen. It could be a situation of work being connected to that over the internet or within clubs, groups, affiliations, or the community. That there is a change because of children being involved. It could also be a situation of you deciding to change their schooling, okay? Because we also have Mercury involved in this. Mercury is the ruler over Virgo, but it is also the ruler over Gemini. And Gemini can be learning and schooling and skills and learning abilities, okay? And connections with children, it could be that you're deciding to change schools or deciding to show more interest in changing a school to where they can actually have a learning situation, such as going from public school to private school, or going from school in the public to school at home. It really depends on, because the hidden is Pisces, so it could be that you're deciding to do that from home. You could be seeing that they are having psychic and intuitive hits, that they're telling you about this and you're trying to connect them with the right people. It could also be a situation of fifth house coming out of the universe, okay, that you're discovering love or discovering how to enjoy life once again. This could be due to some type of upgrade. This could be due to some type of awakening that happens, or letting go of a habit that you've had, or letting go of all of that noise, right, that's happened in the 11th. This could mean that during this eclipse, that you're finding healthier ways to be associated or in connection with other people rather than the people before, because they could have been toxic to you. Toxicity can come out of Piscean energies. Eighth house is connected with Gemini. Gemini is communication. Mercury right now is retrograde, so it's working on you about the past. It's working on you about reassessing, redoing, revising, renegotiating eighth house energies. And eighth house is legal matters, crisis, divorces, other people's resources, debts, taxes, government, and grants. It can be insurance, death, and rebirth is here. Hidden knowledge, inheritance, banking, mortgages. It can be investments or long-term finances. So what this could look like is, let me look at another pen here so I can connect the dots, right? So what this could look like is a transformation of your mindset in regards to how to be happy again. And it could have something to do with spirituality. It could have something to do with letting go of habits. It could have something to do with having more vulnerability within your relationships, because that fifth house is activated with the sun. It could also be forgiveness, okay? Letting go and going with faith could be a thing here with your love life, friendships, or your children, okay? This could also look like a transformation that is happening that you hear about with your child, that they're changing, okay? And they could be leaving a community that is no longer serving them in the way that, it should be. This could be on a professional level, that you're changing the way that you're servicing other people and you're placing boundaries so that you can have either more time off to yourself to be connected to Source, God, the universe, or so that you can just have a break, right? Fifth house being included in that is to be happy, in regards to what you're doing, right? So your God-given talent could be seen from the public's eye, and there could be a transformation of you actually getting involved with different clubs, groups, and affiliations because of being seen. Popularity and recognition is activated, and that could come from any way, right? If you're in the taboo, if you're in insurance, if you're in finances, shared resources, you could actually be seen for what you're doing. This could also be a change of location. And with that said, the community that you're in or the community that you want to reside in is activated with this ecliptic energy. And it could be eclipsing out of your life the old community that you were a part of. Mortgages is the 8th house. Moving and movement is Gemini. Okay, so this could be that you're moving to another place that's happier and more joyful. It could also be a blessing in disguise. Pisces has a way of bringing out acknowledgement that God, source, universe has your back. And it could be that you have been waiting for something to change, for communication to come in regards to a mortgage, in regards to finances, in regards to taxes or grants or the government in some way, shape, or form. And it comes through to you, and you actually see that you are covered or taken care of by God, source, the universe during this time. Okay. I do want to say too that if you have talents within astrology, tarot, or the taboo, this could be a time to where clients are initiated within your world, or you're deciding to do this on a daily basis. All right, Scorpio, thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to talk about this ecliptic energy. Sorry about that. This ecliptic energy happening in your 10th and 4th house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. This is for Sagittarius, moon, sun, or rising. Okay, so the 10th house activated with the moon, and the 4th house activated with the sun makes a full moon because they're in opposition. Opposition is bringing things into balance. Okay, so the moon is where you're releasing. You're releasing that 10th house because of 4th house affiliations where the sun is. The 10th house is your work, your career. It can be the status that you're holding. And that status can be any title that people know you as, such as, I'm a college student, or I'm married, or I'm divorced, or I'm a CEO or a laborer, right? That status is being released here. It's also the status that you're holding within your mind's eye of the power that you hold within the world. How the public sees you is one thing, but your power is changing. And it could be changing due to a health situation, or you getting a job, or a new lifestyle coming out of a situation that deals with maybe, when you get a new job, your lifestyle changes. When you have that legacy fulfilled, your lifestyle changes. Whenever your status changes, your lifestyle changes. So with Virgo activated, it is your lifestyle and health. It is also your daily routines and daily work. It can be services that you offer to other people. You could be releasing a lot of service here from other people, like bondage, feeling like you're in servitude to the public. It could be a time to where you're taking a time out because home is activated in that fourth. The fourth house is your property, home, family, nurturing, mothers, mother figures, motherhood. It can also be the primary nurturing parent. Also, the way that you feel secure within the world. Your emotional body is activated with the fourth house, and so is your foundation. So what this could look like with Pisces activated in that fourth is that there are things within your home life that are being released so that you can gain power. Your emotional body is connected to your power at this time. Mercury is retrograde, so we're thinking about the past situations, maybe past jobs that you applied for. And what this could be is that you applied for a job at home, okay? Whatever that looks like for you. It could be, residing at home or actual home, that job that you can do while being at home. And this could be that you're getting that job during this time, or some type of communication comes through in regards to situations of the past that you've been through, and it is related to your power. And you're figuring out how to detox from past situations that you've been through in regards to family, in regards to mothers. And this could be a detoxing of releasing that energy from your emotional body. Your emotional body is activated. It could be due to, letting go and going with faith. Pisces is also not feeling like a victim any longer, because it can bring on those victimization energies or suffering energies due to mother figures, due to any type of ancestral karma that you could have been going through. Your mother could actually have some type of change happening in her world, that she's no longer the status that she was holding, such as she could have been a wife, or she could have been a manager, or she could have been a person that was consistently critical against you. And this could be a time to where that's changing. It could also be the fact of you understanding on the psychological level of really what you want, of really like what status you want to have. Do you want to be married, or do you want to have an upgrade within your work situation? There's a detoxification that is happening within your mindset that is surrounding who you are in the public's eye. And you're deciding what type of lifestyle you want, what type of job you want. The hidden is the fourth house and is connected, excuse me, with Pisces in your chart. And it's more than a psychological level. It's more of you're feeling it within yourself of what you really want to push out into the world. And this could be a time to where you're letting go of energies that you were holding deep inside that have connections with ancestral patterns, connections with mothers, connections with anything that dealt with your emotional body of loss and grief. And this could be a time to where you're deciding to take full responsibility or accountability for your emotional body and letting go and surrendering to God, Source, the universe. And it could be a private thing that you're doing here, rather than telling everyone around, you know, what's going on with you. Privacy is the 4th house. Now, your mother could be doing this, or your family could be doing this, right? But all in all, this is to help that lifestyle situation get healthier within your work facilitation, within your legacy, building up to your power, your status that you're holding, okay? Forgiveness is activated for family. And it could be that there's a detoxification happening within that 10th house with your power of maybe your ego is involved in regards to forgiveness, and you're understanding and seeing this. It's almost like a divine guidance that's coming through. This could also be a situation of communication. Communication that is coming in, maybe past communication. This could be communication with your mindset. Gemini is activated during this time, and Gemini is in that 7th, okay? And what could be happening here is that the 7th house is related to other people. It's related to business associations. It's also related to your marriage partners. It's related to marriage in general. And it's also related to friendships, one-on-one friendships that you have, collaborations and negotiations with other people. 7th house can be clients, okay? And there could be something within your clientele that is being detoxed, okay, out of your life. Maybe you're not getting as many clients, and this is so that you can sit with your emotional body in regards to how to do things differently, how to be in servitude differently, how to feel like you're not any longer being in bondage to those clients. That could be happening. Mercury retrograde in Pisces gives you aspirations. And this is more of inspiring ideas that could be coming to you on how to become the person that you want to be. Okay? 7th house is also affiliated with marriage, and you know, you and your partner could have been talking about marriage. It could be that your mother has something going on within her marriage, and that could look like anything. It could be a let go, or it could be an upgrade within that marriage association. It could also be a situation of you finding out the hidden that's happening with her, or the nurturing parent within your life in regards to marriage or their love associations, okay? And this could be found out by aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, or siblings. This could also be communication in regards to getting married, that your status is changing. And it could be due to you becoming a mother, or it could be due to some type of transformation of gaining a home. That home is affiliated where the sun is, and that's the reason why you're releasing the status before, right? So this could be you and another in your life gaining a home. Maybe even in the environment that you grew up in. This could be that your mother is gaining a home. Or it could be Gemini being communication and your mindset, that you're deciding to change the way that you do business. Whether that is servicing others, the service that you give to clients, or this could be the way that you're working in general, that you're deciding to work from home. Okay? I'm trying to see if there's anything else here I can tell you. it could be that the other person is communicating to you in regards to getting a home. And I say the other person, it could be your marriage partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, one-on-one relationships, friendships, that they're the ones getting a home, signing contracts with other people. But this wouldn't be the first time that you heard about it. Mercury retrograde, it redoes things, of going over things again, a repeat of things that have happened or been initiated in the past, okay? I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you. If you're without a vehicle, this could be a time to where a vehicle is given to you by an aunt, uncle, cousin, relative, niece, nephew, or neighbor. There's an agreement or commitment there. Or this could be that it's given to that partner that you have in your life. And therefore, there's a change of how you associate yourself with moving or movement with work. Okay? I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you. Give me 1 second. Enlightenment and an upgrade within your emotional body is happening. And you're understanding what you deserve. And because of that, it can implement changes that happen within the physical life that you're living. If you're deciding that relationship is no longer good for you, it's going to be eclipsed out of your life. Or if you're deciding that that business association is no longer good for you, it will also do the same. Okay, I do want to point that out because your emotional body is attached to this ecliptic energy to help you understand that God, Source, Universe has your back in all areas. Okay, and I think that might be about it, Sagittarius. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Capricorn. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to talk about this Virgo lunar eclipse that is happening in your 9th and 3rd house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so this is a full moon lunar eclipse. The 9th house is where that moon is telling you you're releasing due to the sun being in the 3rd. Okay. The 9th house is your belief system, your philosophy. It's also considered your skills and learning abilities. Teachers, preachers, gurus are here. In-laws, grandchildren, grandparents, higher education, media, publishing, legal cases. This is also the bigger picture, or the house of blessings is considered the 9th house. And there could be emotions released due to some type of blessing coming through. This blessing could be from aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, or neighbors, or siblings. This blessing could also be some type of tool, vehicle. 3rd house is, excuse me, the environment you grew up in. It's communication, vehicles, tools, things that are considered used with the hands, ideas and documents, moving or movement, media and writing. Your mindset is here. It could be skills and learning abilities, permits, licenses, or certificates are being activated in the 3rd. So some type of blessing that could be any of those things, communication coming from aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, neighbors, or siblings. Or this could be communication that you've been telling yourself thus far that is changing. This could be some type of situation to where you're understanding that the divine has your back. And that could be, maybe you're listening to a new preacher, teacher, or guru, and you're understanding on an emotional level that everything is okay, that the things that you were thinking about aren't as necessarily important, or they were negative, and you're changing those mindsets that you have. This could also be a situation of your college degree being activated and you're graduating, and therefore you could be moving back to the environment you grew up in, or you could be getting that certificate, document, what have you, from that college degree. Eclipse energy is eclipsing things out of your life that no longer serve you. And with Virgo activated, this is something within a lifestyle situation or a health situation that is mixed in with the belief system that you have. Your lifestyle could be changing because of a belief system changing. And it's due to that communication that comes through, or it's due to a change of mindset. This could also be that you're discovering that you are a teacher, preacher, or guru, and therefore you're communicating your skills and learning abilities. This could be within psychic and intuitive abilities, or this could be your belief system in regards to religious beliefs, or this could be your belief system or philosophy surrounding how to do something with your skills and learning abilities. Like, for example, my husband, he likes to watch other people work, right, on YouTube. And this could be a time to where they give him ideas, or they show him something differently, and it feels like a divine guidance that's happening here. With Pisces involved, it is the divine. It is talking about the mystical, the ether. It's also talking about loss, grief, and how to heal things that have happened to you, of the way that you grew up, or, past restoration, or past lives, or past situations that have happened that are seen in a different perspective. Okay. Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, so it's revising, redoing. It's showing you things to do over. It's also showing you things that could have been in the past, right? Past communication can come through. And this could be a time to where an opportunity is shown to you from you doing something in the past. So say that you had applied for a job and you had been waiting. Well, this could be a time to where you get that communication. Sixth house is also activated with Gemini. Mercury, it rules Virgo, and it also rules Gemini. Gemini being in the 6th house, the 6th house is also ruled by Virgo in astrology. 6th house is your daily work and routine. It is considered your pets and your health, the way you service other people. And this could be a time to where you're changing the way that you're in servitude to other people, whether that be in a job or whether that be in a business that you own. This could be a situation of some type of upgrade that happens on an intellectual level of, I need to change my lifestyle, right? And it could be due to an aunt, uncle, cousin, relative, niece, nephew, or neighbor, or sibling. Or it could be due to some type of health facilitation that was communicated to you that a lifestyle change is needed. It could be an abrupt lifestyle change that happens because of communication from those people, or just communication in general. Or that could be, that lifestyle change that happens because of an idea or document that comes to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be written. This could be like a phone call that's received that changes the way that you're doing things on a lifestyle basis. This could also be a situation to where you're communicating to other people that change of lifestyle, that you're the one teaching, preaching, or being a guru to others. Having that public speaking is activated within the third, and it's in Pisces, so people will feel it on a deeper level than they normally would some other person. Okay? This could also be habits that are changing. Pisces deals with habits. It deals with the toxic situations, right? And if you had been speaking to yourself in a bad way to other people, or if this is some type of toxic situation that was happening with aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, or neighbors. This is Virgo saying we have to make this healthier and think about this in a healthier manner, right? So this ecliptic energy could be changing that mindset, whether or not you're listening to a preacher, teacher, or guru. Blessings falling out of nowhere could be happening for you, and you could figure out during those blessings that the divine has your back, because Pisces is activated with showing you that no matter what is going on, you can always lean on the universe. Okay? And I think that might be about it. Let me see. Let me make sure here, because I've only been on here for 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry, Capricorn, that it's so short, but I mean, pretty much there's some type of detox that's happening within your belief system, maybe even religious beliefs. It could be that aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors, they're showing you a different way of believing, or they could be the influencer on those belief systems of you actually waking up to your own way of thinking about your religious beliefs, or to your own way of thinking about belief systems in general in regards to what you're doing on a daily basis, or to your health. Okay? Yep, I think that might be about it, Capricorn. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Aquarius. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. We're going to take a look at this full moon lunar eclipse that's happening in Virgo in your 8th and 2nd house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so with the full moon, we have the moon in the 8th and the sun in the 2nd house. So the moon is where you're releasing in the 8th, and the sun is the reason why. So this could be, for example, 8th house being shared resources, finances, government taxes, loans of any type, and transformation and psychological transformation in that 8th. That your thinking processes in regards to maybe something that you were doing on a daily basis, maybe your lifestyle, maybe your health, on a psychological level is changing, is being released. Toxicity is being let go. The detox is happening. This could be because of a realization of the second house, your self-worth and confidence, or your money, right? This could be that there is a letting go of shared resources of using the government. If maybe there was a loss of job that you went through and you had to use the government in some way, shape, or form, there is a let go here. This could also be a situation of changing the way that you're investing in things, using your money in a form of investment, that investments are changing. This could also mean a lifestyle change is happening because of some type of inheritance that is coming to you, or this could be a lifestyle change because of a loss of a way that you made money before. This could be a situation of transformation of your money. And that could look like because of you getting or gaining a job or gaining shared resources. It really depends on the way that you look at it. Usually whenever you're gaining a job, you are using their resources, right? It could have benefits. Insurance is also placed in the 8th house. Insurance payouts could be happening to you because the 2nd house is money. It is the way that you spend money, the way that you receive money, and on an individual level, and also it can be self-worth and confidence. It can be also face, anything that deals with your face, and food, okay? That there's a transformation on how you consume food. The Pisces being in that 2nd house could be that you're figuring out the toxicity of food, and therefore you're changing the way that you're eating. Or it could be that you're consuming more water rather than habits that have held you back. This could also be a situation of some type of death and rebirth that's happening with your lifestyle, that you're realizing that God, source, the universe has your back in situations with finances and an opportunity, or this could be some type of communication that comes to you that feels like, wow, the universe really does care and it really does have my back. And therefore, your psychological thinking could change. If you are in the taboo or within astrology, tarot, anything that deals with the mystical, this could be a time to where you're actually making money doing those things, sharing your gifts, and understanding your self-worth when it comes to those things. Okay, so I want to look at Gemini. Gemini is in the 5th, and it has a connection with this full moon, okay? Because Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules Virgo, and it rules Gemini. And Mercury is retrograde in Pisces at this time. Mercury retrograde, it brings up past situations. It also brings back communication that deals with people that you have connected with of the past. It can make you revise, rethink, reassess something, okay? And Mercury being involved in this full moon is saying that there could be communication from the 5th house entering into these events. And the 5th house is enjoyment, it is optimism, it is love, it is children, it's also your friendships, it can be parties, okay? Celebrity, popularity, and recognition status is the 5th house. 5th house is also media, and this could also be communication of some type of infidelity. It really depends on the person, right? But if this is communication in regards to infidelity, this is in regards to that 8th of, It's time for the divorce, okay? Divorces is in the 8th house, and it's due to that self-worth coming out. The hidden is Pisces, and it is being shown to light, okay? This could also be a situation of the other way around, of you figuring out that you are actually communicating with your soulmate. This soulmate could be somebody that you had grew up with, which is Gemini, where you grew up, local environment, your neighborhood when you were a child, connected to the 5th house, okay? So this could be an old love that's coming back in, and you're realizing that they're a soulmate for you. Therefore, that transformation is starting to change. It's also a situation of death and rebirth, okay? So death and rebirth for you, Aquarius, will be activated for the next 20 years because of Pluto, of course. But in this case, ecliptic energy is coming in to change things, change the trajectory. And this could mean that the 5th house being children, that there is a death and rebirth of children, okay? That there could be a new birthing of a child. Your child could have a child, okay? It could be that way. And there's a death of an old identity that you held before, an old lifestyle that you held before. And that is changing because of being a grandparent, or it could be changing because of being a parent, okay? This could also be with Gemini connected, aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors, or siblings, they're throwing a party. And this could be where you get some type of information or connectivity with those of the past, or it could trigger things of the past psychologically. And this is where you're capable of seeing your self-worth or capable of healing from the situation. This could also mean that Gemini could bring in communication from friendships, or friends in general, of their transformation. And you're seeing miracles work. You're seeing the universe have their back. And therefore, your psychological viewpoint of them and situations are changing. This could also be a situation to where a job that you applied for before is coming in, and they're wanting you to use your talents and genius. This could mean also that you're going viral with whatever you're doing. And it can also be media, okay, that there is something of a celebrity status in regards to media that comes through. And when you go viral, it changes your lifestyle. You're seeing things differently. You're doing things in a different manner. So it's transforming that for you. I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you here. Because of the 6th house being connected with Virgo, in astrology, Virgo rules that 6th house. This is also a connection with your emotional body, that you're coming to terms with who you are and who you want to be. Also in a healthy manner. You're detoxifying that 2nd house of your self-worth and understanding compassion, understanding unconditional love, maybe even forgiveness when it comes to other people, okay? 6th house being connections with Cancer can also provide you with an outlook on family, that you want family in your life more. Lifestyle is 6th house, and Cancer is family. And this could mean that you're longing for more family time, or like I said, there is family transformation happening. It could involve the primary nurturing parent, that you end up taking care of them, or it can be that someone within your family, their lifestyle is changing due to a child, okay? And I think that might be about all I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Pisces. I hope you're doing well today. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're going to talk about this full moon lunar eclipse that's happening in Virgo in your 7th and 1st house. Please take time out to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so the 7th house is dealing with other people, those that you relate to and how you relate to other people, okay? This can be friendships, one-on-one relationships, boyfriend, girlfriends, marriages, marriage partners, and spouses. I have to say that Mercury is going retrograde, so yeah, please bear with me, okay? All right, so we have clients and therapists and open enemies in this house, in the 7th. Business associations also are here. This can also be anything related to like partners, friends, and things of that nature, okay? With this association with the moon is where you're releasing in the 7th. And the 1st house has the sun in it, and that's the reason why you're releasing. So you're releasing situations of unhealthy habits, maybe unhealthy psychological habits. This could also be releasing of lifestyles that are connections with the other person, the other person's lifestyle in general, maybe even their health. Okay, they could be under the weather during this time. This could also be a situation of you releasing a partnership in general, maybe a relationship, doesn't have to be. Not every Pisces is going to let go of relationships, but they could have forgiveness and compassion and unconditional love for the other person, because Pisces is activated in that 1st. And you're going to be seen for that. Other people are going to notice that your attitude is changing, or you yourself are changing into a person of more compassion. Maybe even boundaries, right? Having boundaries put up around other people that you're connected with. This could be a situation of a change of identity. Like I said, it could be a relationship, but it could also be a business association that is happening. There is either an unhealthy business association that you're in, or there could be one that is coming in to change or revise that identity that you're holding. I want to go over the 1st house so you know exactly what it is. The 1st house is the way that other people see you, your physical appearance, the way you dress. It can be your aesthetic, how others see you throughout the world. Also, the way you lead yourself, govern yourself throughout the world. Okay. This is your identity. 1st house, being with the sun, being the reason why you're releasing that 7th. It could be a situation of influence that was happening in regards to 7th house entities, such as maybe 7th house being with, business, being with work in general, that maybe things are changing in that area of your life where you're releasing it. It can be a loss of a job, okay, because that can affect your identity, but it can be that you're taking some time off and people are looking at you differently, maybe looking at you in a way of, well, finally they're taking a break, or they expected you to show up in a certain way. Virgo is it can be critical and it can be a perfectionist. And everything that you do, Pisces, you want to make it almost perfect. This is why people are confused in regards to who's a Pisces and who's a Virgo, right? But the way that you connect with other people and how you relate to other people, you do seem like you are in some type of perfectionism, or you do seem like you have business together or your partnership together. And this could be a time to where you're letting that identity go, going with the flow, putting up boundaries, or just taking a break. Okay. This could also be a situation to where your health is changing, and it could be due to of letting go of toxicity with others, right? That maybe there were habits that were on a socializing level that you're letting go of, or there could have been habits that you had created for yourself as you were relating to other people, such as overly servitude, or feeling like you gave yourself away doing so much for people, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're in bondage or in servitude of some sort. And this could be a time to where that's let go. Okay. This could also be a situation to where your identity is changing because of marriage. That can happen. Or it could be because of a new friendship enters your life. That could also happen. It could also be a situation of you understanding that God, Source, Universe has your back in many occasions when it comes to work, lifestyle, or relating to others. That people are seeing you differently because you're going with the flow. You're easier to speak with, or you're easier to connect to. Okay. This could be a time to where Mercury retrograde being activated in Pisces is bringing out the old you within your mind's eye. Past situations that have happened, people could be bringing up the past to you, and you're learning how to let that go. Mercury is psychological, especially when it's retrograde. It can also be communication of past lovers that connect with you, okay? That you're associating yourself with people that you knew in the past, and they're seeing you differently. A person that is more going with the flow, compassionate. They could even see that you have placed up boundaries, right, against relating to other people because, life happens with us Pisces. Okay, so I want to look at Gemini. Gemini is in our 4th house. And there's a connection here with the Virgo full moon because of Mercury. Mercury is the ruler over Virgo, is also the ruler over Gemini. With this activation in the 4th house is our home, is property, is mothers, motherhood, mother figures. That can also be the primary nurturing parent within the family. Family is also activated in the 4th, and so is your emotional body, your foundation, emotional secure, whatever makes you feel secure. Okay. Gemini being activated here could mean that there is communication in regards to maybe a mother figure, or being a mother could be something that's happening here. Or it could be the primary parent is contacting you and wanting to discuss things of the past, right? And they could look at you differently by, the way that you are connecting with them. Or this could be a situation of maybe you applied for a job that dealt with working from home, And this could be communication from them of you working from home. This could also be a situation with business associations that you get communication from clients or communication for business at your home, right? It can go the other way around. It could mean that, the phone is silent or that things are, slower these days. But it's for you to understand your emotional body and taking a break and being at home and dealing with your emotional body. And therefore, after this is said and done, there's going to be a new you coming out of this with an understanding of God, source, the universe has my back in many situations, or I am very blessed. Lots of gratitude can come from this. Okay, just to let you know. But first you have to release energies that you were holding once before. And that could have something to do with spouses, friendships, boyfriend, girlfriend, anything of the past. Okay, business associations, clients, right? Letting go of that energy to place more value upon yourself, to see your sovereignty that the universe sees. Okay, this could also be with Gemini activated. Gemini has a lot to do with aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, or neighbors and siblings. And this could be communication coming from them. Maybe they're talking about the past. Maybe they're talking in regards to they need you to help them with work or help them with their relationship. That could be something. If it's aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, anything of that nature, it would be on the primary parent side. Okay, that they're reaching out to you for emotional release. Or it could be that you're having to console yourself with that emotional attachment to them or whatever had happened in the past that includes them within your mind's eye to be healed. Okay. Fourth house being here with Gemini, ancestral patterns are activated, and there could be a karma healing happening with Pisces being karma, okay, and a new identity coming out of that. And this could be a time to where you're rewarded with something. And that reward could come through looking like a new identity, looking like self-confidence within yourself. It can also be looking like, well, with fourth house being with Gemini, there could be communication in regards to a home. Or there could be a communication in regards to a property. And it could look like an idea that comes through. Maybe an idea that comes through from your partner. Or maybe an idea that comes through to you in general, but also includes the other person. Does that make any sense? Contracts, agreements, leases, things of that nature is affiliated with that seventh. And it could be that you're letting go of one to get a new one, or that you're renegotiating the collaboration with that other person. So renegotiations upon a home or property can happen. Mercury retrograde has a way of redoing things, reassessing things, revising things, so that, it goes the best way for each party or for you in general. Maybe you're making sure that you want to move, or maybe you're making sure that the other person wants to move, right? I'm seeing if there's anything else I can tell you. Media and writing is also connected with the third house. And it could be that you're deciding to write maybe a memoir in regards to a relationship or connections with other people. You're trying to associate business associations that are connected with that in some way, shape, or form. A lot of this deals with your identity. And same thing goes with media. If you're a person that communicates over media, I'm a Pisces, so I'm that person, right? This could be what brings out new business associations, or it could be that you do media in a different manner. It could also be that, let me make sure I'm looking at this correctly, that there's money involved, communication of money. And I say this because Gemini being activated activates the third house. Okay? Gemini rules the third house in astrology. And so Taurus is there with self-worth and confidence and money. So there could be some type of communication coming to you in regards to money. It could be while you're at home, while you're working on the media, while you're communicating with aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, neighbors, or siblings, that they are communicating with money to you. Either maybe you need a loan, a personal loan from them, or they do. Or there's some situation to where they're going to see you differently because of maybe giving them money or asking for money one way, shape, or form. Making money from home is there because it's interacting with Taurus. It could also be stability. Psychologically, there could have been some turbulence that was happening in regards to relationships. And this could be a time to where fourth house, being that emotional body, that you're starting to succumb to stability in regards to your relationships with other people. Or it could be that emotional body is being taken care of and nurtured by you. Therefore, stability comes out of that. Does that make any sense? And I think that might be all I have for you, Pisces. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.